can only bruise. It's nothing that I can't take. It's better than being numb, waiting for sleep to come, so I can dream about change. Gotta let it go.
All right. Well, I guess we can get this one underway. Hello, folks, and welcome to X Gaming's internal 1v1 tournament. This is a regular kind of tournament. But joining me today, first and foremost, is the legendary Deaded Horseborn, or Greybeard RL. How are you doing today?
Greybeard, as he is now known.
As he is now
Yes.
known. I'm not always sure how to announce you now, because
No,
you
listen.
were Deaded, and then there was...
But you know
the
what's Lacker's skill is that it's Greybeard is the official thing now. But those who knew me at the beginning, before I was famous, know Deaded, and I like that. So there's a select small group of people who will know me as that. But you and I cast together, I think it was over a year ago. I can't even remember the tournament, but it has been that long.
It has been an insane amount of time, yeah. And I can't actually remember what tournament that was, but yeah, you are right. We have casted with each other before, but today we have a 1v1 tournament. I think what we casted last time was kind of like a 3v3 type vibe. But
Yeah,
today
and
is not the case.
And I think it's very cool that there needs to be a lot more 1v1 stuff locally. This mode doesn't get enough love, so I'm very excited that we're here doing this. And they're playing for a title today. There are some credits on the line, but I think what both everyone is playing for is the title, which is the GOAT of X Gaming.
Yes, indeed. And our current champion, or the current GOAT of X Gaming, as you would mention that, is currently Friction. So he is the guy today with all the pressure on him. He has to defend that title. And with that said, he, I believe, is the only GC1s player in here. So he's the only sweaty guy that grinds out ones. But Deaded, you yourself also, you have quite the experience in 1v1. So I'm pretty sure you know all about the ins and outs.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment, but it's Beanster who eliminates Friction and opens the account. But unusually for ones, Skill, it's taken nearly a minute for the first goal to come, but it is Beanster who has drawn first blood and threatening the champion.
Yeah, kind of throwing himself at that ball, kind of saying, yay, I am coming out of the gate swinging, don't give me any space. And he just kind of takes Friction out of the way and nets himself an open net. So yeah, we will see if Friction, if he's shaken up by that or if he's sticking to his guns. We haven't really seen a game plan from him. I'm wondering if he's going to try and play a little bit quick around Beanster, as Friction does seem to be the quicker player, kind of the smarter play. As you saw, they took the low 50, saw Beanster coming from a mile away and kind of just let him have the 50.
Skill, he baited it. Friction was just playing with the ball around that penalty box area, and eventually Beanster couldn't stand it anymore and came rushing out, and Friction just could pop it around him. So very well played. Beanster losing a bit of patience there. So losing his early lead, but
never mind. As you mentioned, he's kind of impatient. He just kind of plays that flick perfectly. And Friction, without boost, kind of rushing that challenge, but Beanster was not having it. He saw that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, kind of tense in the middle there. Both players with no boost, but it was Beanster that had the possession and therefore the advantage. And Friction not quite able to decide how to defend that, not wanting to leave the ball, but trying to stick close to Beanster, but with no boost, it's hard.
It is, yeah. If you have no boost, your options become very limited, and I also fall victim to just throwing myself at the ball on zero boost at some point in ones. So I'm not surprised he also went that route. But he's setting up himself a nice little dribble, gets a very good flick, and bar down ski. He put that just, skimming it under the crossbar, but very well done, actually.
Skill beautifully executed. Beanster on the shadow there, didn't quite read it, didn't get high up enough in front of that. And now leveled up. So this is tense stuff. But as you alluded to at the start, it's tough being the reigning champion and the only GC. So you're kind of expected to win, and Friction is gonna go ahead.
Gonna capitalize
letting-
off a it's a weird play. I think Beanster kind of wanted a little tap on that. I'm surprised that he didn't get the touch on that.
Yeah, and probably if I was to disagree with anything, I think it's the fact that it's a best of one. I think there's in 1v1 you really need a minimum of a best of 3 because
Yeah.
it is such a brutal and unforgiving playlist. You know, one mistake can be the end of the game. But you know what? It's also, you know, put your big boy pants on. You haven't got time to mess around and figure your
Exactly.
game out.
Alrighty then. Well, before that play happened, I wanted to allude to the fact that Beanster went for quite the fancy play, maybe showing some confidence, and then losing all that confidence, passing the ball off to Friction. Yeah, it's a weird little playstyle coming out from Beanster. I think he's showing some confidence, as well as just trying to have fun with it. He almost nets a musty flick there off the sidewall, but again, that touch with the pass off to Friction was not what he planned for the follow-up.
No, Beast definitely playing like he's hoping he's got a mate to pick up the action somewhere.
Yeah.
Which is not a great way to be playing ones.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
I know that exact playstyle is Friction will again just net another one. But again, as you said, the best of one in ones is kind of, you got to show up when it matters because you only have one chance. But again, if it's a best of 3 or a best of 5, you see people turn it around so quickly. You think, yo, this guy's getting clapped. And then the next game, he just turns it around instantly. And in this
it's
best
lovely
of ones, it's just, you got to finish it off the first time around. You don't have another chance.
No, it's absolutely. It's get it done and get it done right now. I mean, I love in the longest series, I love how the swings can happen. And it always amazes me how in 5 minutes of Rocket League, you can have so many swings in a game and the momentum going back and forth. But it is Friction who's got the momentum now. 3 games ahead. Beanster looking to come in for the demo. Friction, knew that was coming, hit himself in the goal. But it is his net being threatened. Beanster gets it round, still has possession, but he's going to give it away now, and I'm not sure. But Friction gives it right back. But slowly the possession going. Oh, here we go.
Oh no. Friction, Beanster, my bad, is not having a very good day on that back wall of his. That's the second time that he's trying to make a play off of it, and he's just not having that back wall. And Friction, very good awareness, just to punch that ball off the back wall and then just stay back. You don't have to chase that. You don't have to go in for that. And also, as you mentioned, Beanster trying to go for the demos, but Friction after that first time, great save.
That was
by
an
Beanster.
unbelievable save from Beanster there.
Out of nowhere, I was speaking and I was like chilling, and then all of a sudden, Beanster out of nowhere comes out for that save. But I'm quite surprised Beanster hasn't tried to go for any more demos other than the 2 that we saw. But I do think Friction, as you know, Cast a Curse. I told Fallacer, me and him casted a 3v the other day. Cast a Curse is completely a thing. No one can deny the fact that it is a thing. It's always there. You say one thing and 2 seconds later, not even 10 seconds, 2 seconds later, something happens relevant to what you said. It's crazy.
So Skill, I think, 1v1 is a specialist playlist, and you reach, I think, up to a point, probably up to late diamond rank, you can be good at anything and then come in and play ones and you'll be okay. Oh, nice work from Beanster.
Oh.
I'm not sure if Friction let that in there.
I think you let him have that one.
Yeah.
Very good sportsmanship, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, you got the flip reset. I'm gonna let you have it. So there it is. But nicely executed, to be fair to Beanster. Not a bad looking flip reset. But Skill, there does come a time where if you're gonna compete in ones, and I know this is a lot of fun and so on, but you got to think about ones. And Beanster was playing a 6-man's just before this game.
Yeah. So
whereas
transitioning is not going to be very, very fluent.
yeah, All right, so a fairly comfortable win there for Friction. I'm not sure of how much Beanster's heart was in that one, but it is the defending GOAT who takes game number 1. He's going to move forward in the upper bracket through to the, I guess, upper bracket semi-final.
Yes. So yeah, Friction. He's showing why he's the goat of X Gaming, but he has some tougher competition on its way. So we'll see if he's able to clutch out the rest of his matches. But that is it now for round 1, the quarterfinals winners bracket, and we will have you guys back here for the next match.
Fabulous. And we are back, Skill Steel, after the first round in the bracket. We now go to the lower bracket, and we're going to the lower bracket because Hamburger is playing Rocky, and there's a bit of history going down here, Skill.
Yeah, there's we had a little impromptu pre-match interview with the one and only Hamburger, and he gave us some insider info that there's some 1v1 beef between him and Rocky. So there's kind of like a bragging rights title on the line here. So we have kind of friction, as you can say, alluding to the goal game. Haha, just a little joke there. But yeah, we do have some beef, and that's why we are stepping into this lower bracket. Because having a little fun with it. This is like a internal X gaming tournament. It's like a community thing. Bringing the players together. Kind of alluding to the fact that it is lighthearted. There is a title on the line. There's credits on the line. Still sweating, but the internal beef. You gotta bring that to light.
But Skill, it's a little bit ironic, don't you think, that we're having to cast them in the lower bracket after all the mouthing off. Neither of them could win their upper bracket match. I mean, this should be an upper bracket semi-final for them. But here we are, both of them losing their opening games and having to meet in the lower bracket.
So, I mean, it kind of makes it a little bit better, because if you beat your opponent now, they're out of the tournament. There's no second chance, which means you're sending them home, sending them packing. So not only bragging rights, but you're just eliminating them from your own org's tournament. So let's see how this one pans out.
Skill, where's your money?
Oh, I was about to ask you the same question. I'm going with Hamburger on this one. No.
Hamburger getting it started. Okay. You know what? I'm going to put I think Hamburger might have it, but I'm going to back Rocky to win this 6-4.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going with, because he's already 1-0 up, I think it's still going to be close, I think once Rocky scores his first goal, I think Hammy's going to be a little bit shaken up. So I'm going to go 6-3 in Hammy's favor.
You okay?
So we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, so Rocky is rocking a very unusual car preset. Well, maybe that's trying to throw off Hamburger, because I know I've played against people who rocking some questionable designs, and it kind of throws me off. Those engine sounds, the streamer one and the one that sounds like Santa Claus. Oh my, it does not go well with my ears.
You know what? I don't know what Rocky's plan was there. I mean, it looked good for a while, but it was like, okay, where are we going here?
And then, yeah, at the end, he kind of knew that was not the play. And Hamburger capitalizing brilliantly on it. And just noticing that Rocky is awkward. Not going to waste any time. Not going to give him any chance to land. See where he goes. Just going to shoot it straight at net.
All right, Rocky has an opening now. He took his time trying to line it up, and he's going to pass it to Hamburger. And, he's giving away the little possession he is getting, and that's not going to be good for him. And now he's got a very awkward defense. Does it well, though. And now he can
open it.
And again, Skill. I just worry about taking all this time to line up your shot, allowing Hamburger to get back into net.
Yeah, that is a worry of mine as well. You saw him take so much time. He beat never mind. It doesn't matter. He just waste. Maybe it's like a tactical thing. Waste time off the clock. As when you take the lead, there's no time for him to come back.
But he did make a very quick turn there, and I think maybe the strategy is slow and steady wins the race. Suck Hamburger in and then go. But it's 2-1. Rocky gets smashed on that kickoff, but what does Hamburger do with it?
He currently is not planning on doing much with it. Rocky does get a touch out to mid, but again, just possession back to Hamburger. And Hamburger's showing some confidence. He went for a musty flick on the previous play, which did at the end cost him a goal. Rocky again, open net, recovery in net from Hammy, but I don't think he's going to be able to get back. Rocky not wasting time this time, and he's able to slot it.
Yeah, well, I Skill Steel, being a non-mechanical player, because I think I can comfortably call myself that. I worry about the you know, unless you know you've got your high level mechanics going, doing them in these 1v1s is so risky.
It is indeed. I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, we did see Rocky do a very awkward edge dribble out of defense, which kind of cost him a goal. And Hammy also showing a little bit of confidence, going for fancy things. But we'll see how that pans out. It is only a 1-goal game, so no one really capitalizing too much. Hammy might go off the wall here again, trying to edge dribble it. And we'll see if Rocky's able to defend. He does get in the way. Very well done. And again, you see this play happen again and again. Hamburger goes for the edge dribble. Rocky 50s him on the goal line. Hammy gets sent flying into the net. Rocky again capitalizing off of it. Rinse and repeat.
That was so very well done. Passing to himself off the back wall and looking to maintain possession, control. Drew Hammy out of the goal, popped it around him, and boom, leveled up. So we have a pretty tight game here.
And we'll see if Hammy picks up on this pattern of him going for an air dribble and then just gets sent flying into Rocky's net. Rocky gonna try and return the favor. He's able to slot this one. No, he takes it wide. As both players, I think they're trying to style on each other. I think there's this feeling of I need you to look stupid on screen kind of thing.
There's definitely an element of that skill, and I guess there's going for the flip reset, doesn't pull it off. Hammy pinches it, ground pinches it around him and has an opportunity now. Rocky trying to get the boost steal, doesn't get it, but Hammy doesn't take advantage, but he does retain possession and will come again. And skill, there are two schools of thought in Rocket League. When you do a fancy air dribble and it doesn't work, and you do it a second time and it doesn't work, your choice then is either, okay, it's not working, let me try something else, or damn it, I'm carrying on until it works.
And Rocky, very, very well done. He does indeed capitalize off of a very weird 50 right in front of Hammy's net. But yeah, again, as you said, it's kind of in Hammy's field right now where he's thinking, should I continue trying to edge dribble? Should I, because that is the definition of insanity, right? Is you trying the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And here he goes again. Never mind. He just takes us for a spin, did it. He just said, nope, I know what you guys are thinking. But no. I think I don't know. I think he's kind of hesitating now for the plays he's going. Setup's not feeling great. He did have a little bit of an open net there, or an opening. But yeah, again, we'll see if he continues for the same thing, double tap attempt. But yeah, it's in Rocky's favor at the moment.
That was almost very good. Clock ticking down, 1 minute and 15 left. 4-3, Rocky in the lead. Doesn't want to wait anymore. Pops it away from Hammy off his roof. Oh, the demo! Ooh. But I don't think he's not going to be able to take much advantage of it. But it will, from his own corner, he'll look to set up here. Keeping in mind that he doesn't need to score.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He just needs to bunker down and not do anything too flashy, too out of the way, give possession away. He just needs to play a little bit safe, and we'll see if he's able to do that. I'm not too confident that it's going to hold out, but as we see Hammy trying to pick up the speed, but in doing so, he's not really creating any opportunities for himself to try and score.
Oh my goodness. And Rocky looking to sneak it under Hamburger as he came out. Not going to be able to do it. Overextends himself. Hammy can recover quick enough, grab the ball, and just bang it in from the halfway.
And there it is. As I mentioned, Rocky not making sure that he has a way out. He has a plan B when this goes south. And he kind of gets caught off guard, giving Hammy... with 21 seconds, 21 seconds means a lot in 1v1. Like, you can score 6 or 7 goals in 1v1 if fate be it so.
No, listen, it can go nuts from here. And a little unfortunate from Rocky, because he really just needed to control the game and the possession of it for another 20 seconds, and this would have been done and dusted, but now we're going to overtime.
But this is better. This is way better. Overtime for bragging rights. Oh, this is actually what we needed. Maybe this is what they planned from the start. With Hamburger shooting early, and Rocky is in the way. We'll see if his setup Ooh, we'll see where this one goes. He's trying to line up a nice shot. He goes for it, edgeable, but Hammy is in the way. Nerves must be creeping in on the goal line for these players when they see another player just dribbling at them.
Yeah, well, it's interesting, Skill, to see how the players tightened up. You know, early on they were both looking to style on each other, looking for the air dribbles,
This
and
one-
Hamburger is going to work it past
He
and take
is
the win.
going to take it. Okay. Well, I didn't expect it to just end so abruptly. But
Oh my gosh.
he can now go and trash talk Rocky in DMs, you know, for
And
till-
the
till
trash
next
talk
tournament.
is happening.
Oh,
Is the chat going out on stream?
It is indeed, yeah. So
Wow.
there it is. As you guys can see, the beef will continue. Obviously, everything is lighthearted with tongue in cheek. None of these players will actually go out of their way to go and punch the other one. As we do see Hamburger take the bragging rights for now, and Rocky, that is all we'll see of him today, unfortunately. But a really good showing though. He did put up a good fight.
I'm disappointed, Skill, to hear you say that it's all lighthearted. I was hoping I could make a video for YouTube about the behind the scenes drama going on at X Gaming
X-Gaming.
as players drag each other to the ground and you know, this
Hey.
one's and that one, and it's all just gone crazy, and what's going on inside X Gaming, and now you're telling me it's all fun.
I gotta cover up the tracks, man. Gotta cover up the tracks. But all right, people, that is the lower bracket match 2. We will continue shortly going into the upper bracket again. But we'll see you in a moment.
Mr. Skill Steal. So here we are, upper bracket final. Who we got, and what's the story?
We have got Friction and Lackstar, and Lackstar making a upset on Hamburger, and also beating out Mr. Wacky, who beat Rocky. You know, the two beefsters getting sent to the lower bracket. And Friction, once again, is the current champion, the current GOAT of X Gaming. And I'm going to be honest, I would be really surprised if Lackstar sends Friction to the lower bracket here. I'm not sure, Deaded Greybeard / Greybeard, what your thoughts are on this matchup.
Yeah, well, listen, it is a little bit of a lottery, given the fact that it's a best of one, get out there, do the thing. But if we go by track record, I think Friction should be taking this. He is the higher ranked of the two players, so I think that's where I'm kind of leaning toward. And then so simply from here, so the winner of this goes to play Hammy. Winner of that comes back to play the winner of this.
If Hammy makes it to the loser bracket final, he kind of has to make a lower bracket final run. And as we did also get mentioned in the, as we just say, Lackstar just brilliantly flicks it to the top bins, and it's off the kickoff as well. Very nice control.
Yeah, very nicely done with the low boost off the kickoff. Controls it well, finishes it up there. Yeah, and Skill Steal, I realized I was a bit dumb. So yeah, Hammy's got to beat the. He has to beat the. Okay, but he only has to play one more, isn't it? Oh no, he has to play the winner of the lower bracket semi. Okay, never mind. I've got it right in my mind. I'm struggling to explain it, so I hope it.
But Lackstar just getting another one. Friction not able to get back to that. But just as I was about to mention, in the pre-match interview, Hammy did mention that he got second in the previous tournament. So if Friction makes it through to the grand final here and Hammy makes it out of the lower bracket final, we're going to have a rematch on our hands. So we're hoping for that, folks. But at the moment, Lackstar is showing us that it's currently not on track to go that way.
Lackstar looking very, very strong, looks very confident and certain of what he's doing. He's controlling the ball well, not panicking in defense, and responding and reacting very quickly, as we see now. He's going to have another go at it from the corner. Pops it up, but Friction's going to easily read that and get it out. But it's still Lackstar that has possession.
Yeah, and we're seeing what we didn't see from the other matches. We're starting to see in this one a lot of more patient play off the ball. You know, the shadowing, kind of not just diving in on anything, kind of making opportunities count. A lot more mechanical in the ways of being smarter on the field, which is also really nice to see. And we're seeing that from Lackstar. Low boost does the rush challenge, which Friction did not expect. So we're seeing a lot more quote-unquote 1v1 coming out from these two.
Yeah, it's kind of, to say it another way, they're playing like it's just them on the field.
Yeah,
they're not playing twos, they're not playing threes. There is only one each of us.
There is only one of each, exactly. Yeah, so I'm enjoying the change of pace and how these guys are playing. Friction has some work to do. This is, as we again will mention, a best of one. He only has one shot at this.
Oh.
As he will make his first real offensive opportunity count, as he does get a nice flick over Lackstar. I think Lackstar shadowing a little bit too close there, not giving himself enough space to react. But again, Friction, very, very well done.
Yeah, getting the read there, but yeah, too close to react quick enough, and the ball sails over him. And oh my goodness, that looked like it was going in for a kickoff goal. Yeah,
that would have been really unfortunate. Yeah, again, I think
just before that first goal was scored, I was going to say that I'm really liking how Lackstar has been playing this. He's been controlling the game, but it does look like Friction's getting back in the game and figuring out how Lackstar is playing, and he's responding accordingly.
Yeah. Also, actually wanted to mention that I think, given the first few minutes, Lackstar kind of surprised Friction in a way, as Friction should be able to score this off the open net. He does indeed. As I was about to say, I think Friction just needed a little bit of time to adjust. I think Lackstar kind of came out of the gate swinging. He didn't expect that. but he's kind of getting the hang of it, reading what he's doing, kind of getting used to what his offensive play is kind of structured as, how his defense is kind of structured. So, but really is interesting to see. I mean, since Laxstar has scored the first 2 goals, he hasn't really put up a good fight to get in another one.
No, I kind of get the idea. Like, it was like, okay, I've got 2 goals. Let me first not give those away, and then I'll look to attack later. But now his early good work has been undone, and Friction now with the runaway
Has
open
he
net.
overplayed it? He has. Did it. That is such an unfortunate play. If he had boost, that was fine. But just putting it initially off target and not having the boost to catch up kind of just
and it's so frustrating, you know you've missed the goal from your first touch. If you mess up that first touch and you go, oh my god, I can't believe it, I've missed an open net. Or at least skill steal. That's what I hear. I don't miss open nets. So this is what I've heard from other players. Laxstar will not miss that open net. Takes it home, and he has re-established a lead.
Friction just fading away, getting baited to the mid boost. Laxstar saying, I've got enough. I don't need boost. And Friction, you could see him spam the water save. He knew exactly what he did wrong. But again, way too late. And as you mentioned as well, you missed that open net all the way to when you missed it. You have to drive behind the ball, kind of hope you get there. But Friction, he's not able to sink it.
You know what? Laxstar gave up on the play. And oh my goodness, Friction missed it, but really he should have buried that. This game should be level right now. Friction,
it should,
and now Laxstar needs to take advantage of that.
Yeah, again, Laxstar, as you said, he gave up on that play, and I think Friction. I also thought that Friction was going to get it on the backflip, but again, the post not doing it for him. But Friction, very, very well done. I think he's feeling the pressure, David. I don't think this is free reign for him.
Well, you know what? This was very well played, and clearly Friction needs a goalie in the net in order to score. Because once he's got a goalie in there, he seldom misses.
Exactly. So yeah, we will see where this one goes. Laxstar does like doing the low boost plays. You should be careful not to give possession away. There was a moment or so where I did think he gave Friction an open net. Friction again not able to capitalize on it.
It was actually a mistake. He dived in there on the 50 and put himself out of position and was very lucky to get away with it. But he's under massive pressure here. Wins the 50 there. Friction still has possession, but the goal is not there, and Laxstar will get a bit of breathing room now.
Again, 0 boost. Laxstar is kind of trying to be this aggressive, always on the ball kind of player. And if he's not careful, with 10 seconds counting down, Friction on the ball, this is where it counts. He tries to go for the low 50, but Laxstar's luckily able to get close enough to get the 50.
Oh no, he can't get under it. We are in overtime. Upper bracket final.
Oh yes, upper bracket final winner here goes to the grand final. Laxstar had to make that touch, and he does so. Friction gets caught off guard again. He has not caught up to the fact that... No ways! Okay. That kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Friction not able to get back. Going for the demo option, but only got it once the shot had come off. And it is the defending GOAT who is out of the tournament. Well, he's not out of the tournament. He goes to the lower bracket, and I think he's going to fight it out with the winner of... I think it's the guys who lost in the semis, right? They're fighting it out in the lower. The winner of that plays Hammy, and then the winner of that plays grand final. Have I got it right now, Skill? Tell me I have.
You almost got it right. So currently, as the bracket stands, so close, man, so close. We have Hamburger versus Dead. My bad. We have Hamburger versus Dex and Mr. Wacky versus Bro Moments. So the 2 winners of those matches will play it out, and then the winner of that will go against the defending GOAT. But we should mention that the grand final is not bracket reset, and it is best of 3. So if Friction is able to make it back up there to get his rematch, he has more than one chance, and also he does not have to bracket reset to get it. So we shall see you guys very, very soon to get our next match underway.
Fabulous! And we're back for what is the lower bracket semi-final. Hamburger versus
Mr. Wacky.
Mr. Wacky. Winner of this goes to the lower bracket final to play Friction. Winner of that goes to the grand final. I've got it this time.
Very,
I'm pretty
very
sure.
nice. Well done.
Can I get a
Alright.
gold star, please?
You can, yes. I think X Gaming can arrange for a gold star to be given. So,
Oh,
yeah,
system
so, Mr. Wacky, I think Hamburger can kind of redeem Rocky in this matchup, as Mr. Wacky was the one that sent
Oof.
Rocky down to the lower bracket. As Hamburger starts it off very strong, and there's no beef between these two, just so that there isn't any backstory going around or any rumors. But yeah, so Mr. Wacky was the one that sent Rocky down to the lower bracket. So we'll kind of see how this one goes out. I think my money is still on Hamburger. I think he is making the lower bracket run for today. David, I don't know your thoughts on that one.
If I remember correctly, I've played Mr. Wacky in a 1v1. It was a long time ago, and he beat me thoroughly. So I'm going to back him to overcome a fairly determined Hamburger, it has to be said. But he is behind now. But one goal in 1v1 is nothing, and he'll have a pretty open run at the net now. Hamburger trying to get back. Mr. Wacky doesn't miss, and we're level.
Nerves of steel, getting that open net. And I must say, in 1v1, my biggest opponent is not the other car on the field, it is my open nets. But Mr. Wacky says, I've got these down to a T. They're not going to bother me for now, as we are level.
Mr. Wacky gets the better of the kickoff, but can't get to the ball, and is going to have to defend. Hamburger, though, no boost, but neither does Mr. Wacky. He missed the mid boost. Oh, no, he did get it. So he does have something to play with, and he'll take possession now, looking to put it to the wall. Hamburger doesn't get the boost, still has to retreat into the corner, but he does get possession.
Yeah, you could see Hamburger really wanted that mid boost, but kind of being in the middle of two thoughts there. He is able to pick up the corner boost, so we'll see if Mr. Wacky, but he will get that mid boost. Okay, so there's no boost starvation out just yet. But again, I think Hammy's going to bring out, he kind of looked like he was picking up the pace in his previous matchup. Against Rocky, he was kind of picking up the pace, being aggressive. And I know in his 3v3 gameplay, just misses out on that opportunity. But as I was about to say, in his 3v3 gameplay, I know he does like the physical gameplay, going for the demos. And I'm yet to see that in the 1v1 gameplay. But again, you do see him kind of be on the boundary of wanting to be very, very aggressive.
Well, the pace of this game certainly higher than the opening game we saw between Hammy and Rocky.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, Hamburger's gonna be a little frustrated with that.
Yeah, that was definitely not part of the plan, but he kind of left himself awkward, just misjudging where the ball was going on the direction. Just kind of being caught out there.
Once he'd gotten in front of that ball, it's almost impossible to go backwards, as we all know.
Yep.
And he is behind, has a go, but it's going to be wide, and Mr. Wacky, Hammy coming for the demo twice, missing it both times.
There it is, the aggressive gameplay that I was alluding to, trying to see. And I do think if he does that well, I don't think Mr. Wacky will be able to do much about that, because it does kind of catch you off guard initially. Like the demo gameplay in ones can sometimes be very unpredictable as well as very annoying. So we'll see if Hamburger kind of tries to do that.
But it can also backfire. Mr. Wacky got an open net now. Not a great shot, but it's enough to get into the goal, and he has a 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, there, just as you mentioned, that it is kind of this glass cannon offense. Hamburger just throws himself at the play, not able to make contact, and it's the most open net Mr. Wacky will receive today thus far.
Yeah, people often bitch about the demo plays, but it's a very important skill. But when you get it wrong, it's kind of, if you're going to go for the demo, you better not miss, because when you miss, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and in big trouble. As Hamburger has a lot to do. 2 minutes is a long time, but from what we've seen so far, he hasn't really put up a good fight in offense. as this will be a good opportunity for him. But Mr. Wacky, very good on the save. Hamburger is slowly but surely running out of time.
Mr. Wacky did very well to get back there. I didn't think he had enough speed to make it, but he did. Got the save and maintains his 2-goal lead. Here comes Hamburger now. What can he do with this? Can he get it over? He can't. Wacky reads it fairly easily and will now have another open net. Does he have the boost to get there? Oh, he's going to run out of space. Gets killed in the corner by Hamburger, and now he can mount his own attack coming at Mr. Wacky.
We hopefully, for Hamburger's sake, he should be able to capitalize. Very, very well done on the, I think you can call that a Doomsday dish. You know, not as flashy, fancy, or clean, but it gets the job done.
No,
Nice.
it was very well executed. He was very patient and really waited for Mr. Wacky was waiting. And so was Hamburger, and he picked the perfect moment to just touch it past him, jump around, and put it in. Very well done.
Very well done indeed. Patience coming through for him. It's just ironic as I say that he does not have the patience. As another 2-goal lead, he did so much work to get it to 1 goal, and now he's down 2 goals again.
That is absolutely the worst, where you grind out a goal and then you give one away within a few seconds of kickoff. It's so it's one of the very long list of tilting things in Rocket League, and there's another one. The goddamn kickoff goal.
Oh my, things are going very south very quickly for Hamburger. He hasn't got much so far in terms of generating opportunities. So being 3 goals down just to level it up with under a minute to go. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too confident, but okay. But I'm sticking to my guns. I'm still not very confident. He has to level it up first before I regain my trust and my confidence.
You said it yourself, Mr. Steele. In 20 seconds of 1v1, we can see 6 goals, and we have twice that amount of time plus change. Ooh,
exactly.
But if Hammy concedes again, then I think it's going to be pretty much tickets. But Hamburger has the open net. Wacky comes back. Ooh. Wow, great speed to get there. Dispossess Hammy. Oh, but Hammy does a dispossession of his own, and he's still in it. Only 2 goals, but half a minute left.
Yeah, I was actually surprised Hamburger was able to get back to that. Oh no, Mr. Wacky. Oh no, are we going to see the throw? Is this going to be a throw moment?
Skill, you've played enough Rocket League to know that a moment like that, even though you're ahead, is very tilting. And you go, and now you start to doubt yourself, and you go, shit, can I hang on for 22 seconds? And no, he can't! It's gonna be level, Skill!
This is not happening. This is not happening. And I do spot in chat Komkopi just mentioning that Mr. Wacky is currently not in X Gaming. So if Wacky goes on to win the entire thing, he will be the GOAT of X Gaming. How weird would that be?
Well, he would be the GOAT of XX Gaming.
Oh yeah, that is true. That would be quite interesting, holding a title and not being in the... Oh, but will he be able to dribble this? He is going to... No!
Oh, how did he drop that off? No! Unbelievable!
You had that. Hamburger was probably sweating out of his toes at that point. He had that. No way, this is gonna...
Oh no! Unbelievable! Hamburger again making short work in overtime, like he did in his game against Rocky. And I think Skill, he just as when Wacky had that ball on his head in regulation time, I think Hamburger had his gloves off, his shoes off, and was heading to the showers. And now here he is going through to the lower bracket final.
Yes, I am actually lost for words. Wacky looked like he had that dribble. He looked like he had it under control, and for some reason he wanted to flick that at the end. Not double jump, not doing anything else safe, just flick it. And it didn't work out. And then shortly after, Hamburger puts a very, very good shot on net, and he's not able to save it. That would tilt me completely into another dimension, did it? That was
You know, I go
insane.
back. I go back, skill, to that moment. 22 seconds from the end, Wacky has a 2-goal lead, and he whiffs in defense. And I just
Oh,
know that was a very key moment. From there, the win for Wacky, which should have been guaranteed with 45 seconds left, was in doubt every second after that.
that was crazy. You knew from that second on. But all right, we have the lower bracket final we would have hoped for, as we will get you into the lower bracket final shortly between Friction and Hamburger, where the two will duke it out. Hamburger having to prove himself a little bit, getting second in the previous GOAT of X Gaming tournament, and Friction being your current GOAT of X Gaming. That will be quite the interesting one, David, and we will get you guys into that pretty soon.
Okay, so here we are, lower bracket final, Hamburger Friction, pretty much a replay of the last GOAT of X Gaming final, which Friction won. So a game skill that I think Hamburger will be a little surprised to find himself playing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the confidence is pretty high on Hamburger's side, just coming off of that brilliant comeback against Mr. Wacky. So, yeah, this is kind of his rematch. But again, as you also mentioned, kind of surprised, I think, himself as well that he's able to be here. But we'll see, as brilliantly done by Hamburger. As I said, confidence is high.
No, that was so well done. The little touch, the ground to air, popping it over Friction. Friction getting a misread on that, and he's behind. The current holder of the GOAT of X Gaming under immediate pressure.
Indeed, but I do, if I remember correctly, the game that we casted somewhere, Friction, I think it was against Dex or Friction against Lackstar. He also went down pretty early, but was able to level up as the series went on. And here we see it again. Hammy just trying too much on offense, not really knowing when, not to go for those air dribbles or for those fancy plays. Because again, he gets caught out.
That wasn't complicated for him, Friction, at all. He literally just sat there and waited for the ball to arrive at his nose, and then he drove it into the net.
Yeah, I mean, it's as easy as it gets. You know, there's no complicatedness like attached to that. As a Hamburger not opting to go for the boost there, as I do think Friction is boost starved at this moment. There should be a breakaway, but Friction is able to recover pretty nicely and also put in the rush challenge, which is very, very well done from him.
Nice and speedy to get back there. Now he's got Hamburger. Hamburger's out of position. The net's
no.
open. Friction shoots, and boom, he goes ahead.
Hamburger showing a little bit of nerves, showing a little bit. It's that aggressive play style. He's trying. I think he's in the 3v3 or 2v2 mindset. I think I also do that in 1v1. You kind of just lay the ball off to mid, or you just do something weird with it. And in 1v1, as you saw there, it's not going to fly. You need to be safe with your touches. You need to have a plan behind that. And Hamburger at this point, not really showing what his game plan kind of is, if he even has one.
Which is why they say that, 1v1 is a great way to improve your skills. But the one thing it doesn't generally help with, oh my word, wonderfully handled, close quarter combat, Friction comes out on top.
As again, it's a very, very good 50 from Friction. Hamburger not in a great place to even remotely get a good 50 for him. And Friction just slowly playing it. Friction doing really well on these, as you said, close quarters combat. He's doing well on these close-ups with Hamburger, kind of beating Hamburger out on the 50s, kind of just letting him be there, and then just getting the ball past him. Friction, I don't know.
Wow, he waited a month. Oh my word!
No! Let it not be so, Hamburger.
Surely,
no.
Friction clips that and discords it over to Hammy just to remind him, because oh my goodness.
Yo, that was bad. Oh my, that is really bad. Friction feeling very comfortable in this matchup, it seems. And Hammy must be feeling the nerves right now, because again, best of one. Oh, that was no. He should be able to slot this, right?
Yeah. No, he gets it. No, it's interesting to see their play style, and I don't know. I mean, I think you can see Friction is definitely more of a 1v1 minded player. Just in, 1v1 is yes, you've got to be fast, you've got to be able to recover quickly and move quickly, but it's not a game about speed. You've got to be a little bit more deliberate about how you play the ball, where you play the ball, and Friction is much better as that, as you can see, and I think that's just his experience in playing ones.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you get up to the GC kind of level of 1v1, there's certain things you need to be able to do by then. You can't be just... I mean, I still see quite a few players just chasing the ball and it works out. But most of the time, as also SSL level players, 1v1 players, and RLCS level 1v1 players say every single time, if you just mindlessly chase the ball around, you can't be expecting to get much out of it, get much information, or just improve yourself generally. So Friction showing a lot more maturity in his 1v1 gameplay, which also alludes to the fact that why he is the rank he is. And I think currently this will be an uphill battle all the way till the end.
His accuracy there, skill was so good. He controlled it here, grabbed the boost, turned around, and he dragged Hamburger behind him. Hamburger chasing behind him, and I think by the time he realized he had made the mistake, it was just too late. The ball sailing over him.
Just too late. Yeah, Hamburger sticking to his guns on that aggressive play style, kind of trying to be in Friction's face. And I'm also not sure he's not really keeping possession. He's kind of just touching the ball, seeing where it goes. If it's not in place he doesn't want it, then he still goes with the game plan, which is kind of costing him a lot of possession at the moment, as I think Friction is going to be doing well, just counting down the seconds. Is this? Yes, it is going to at least be again.
Very well. Well, listen, we got a bit of deja vu here. Hamburger was behind 5-2 against Wacky, made the comeback. So are we seeing this here? And I think if he can figure out Friction, because Friction's mostly controlling the game, Hamburger's aggression, he's realized isn't helping him, or he's going to immediately lose. And just as we commented on this in the last game, grinding out a goal and then losing it, giving it away immediately is
Just
it's annoying.
yo, very, very annoying. Yo, it gets to you real quick. And Hamburger, I mean, he made a 4-goal comeback in the previous series to win it out. And that was with 40 odd seconds left. This time he's got 1 minute and 30 seconds left, but it just hasn't shown that there's potentially a comeback on the horizon, as Friction again just rushes in the challenge and catches him off guard.
No, he hasn't figured out how to play Friction. Friction, he's had to change his play style, Hamburger, because from that overly aggressive play, but he hasn't quite figured out what he's changing it to. But in the meantime, Friction's kind of stuck to his game, where he's not being overly ambitious. He's being patient. He's catching the ball. He's being very deliberate in his plays. And that's working well for him. And with a 4-goal lead and 1 minute and a bit to go, he doesn't need to do anything crazy. He's just got to keep it together. Make that a 5-goal lead.
And again, Hamburger just trying to be as quick as he can. I think as you mentioned, his play style needed to change, and he's kind of trying to change it, but he doesn't really know where to change it to, what to change it to. And I really think if he matches the kind of play style Friction is trying, the patient, waiting for those inconsistencies to show, as he's going to continue increasing his lead. As Hamburger, I can comfortably say this time that I don't think a comeback is going to happen.
Listen, this is not just a hill to climb. It's a rather large mountain with some heavy gravity. But I have to say, though, watching Friction, he's gotten better as the series has gone on, and it highlights why a sort of best of 3, best of 5 is important. You know, because you kind of, ones is a rhythm game, and the more you play, the more you get into it. And he's just looked better as the series has gone. And he makes a defensive mistake there, but well played by Hamburger.
Very well played.
Friction looking pretty devastating.
He does, and I mean, I think for Friction, being so dominant in this lower bracket final, I think Laxstar is waiting from the sidelines and watching also from the sidelines. I think Friction carries over more momentum. I've always been an advocate of the people coming from the lower bracket, and there's not a bracket reset. They're kind of carrying momentum, the warming up. As a player or team waiting in the upper bracket kind of has to sit around in free play and doing training packs, you know, you're kind of losing that momentum. So I think for Friction, that is a great warm-up going into the grand final, where he will finally have more than a best of 1 to show what he's made of. As I think we can comfortably say, this one is going to go the way of Friction.
Listen, it would be an RLCS worthy comeback if it were to be made. It's not going to be made. Hamburger's going to fall short to Friction, as he did in the last tournament, which was the final, where Hamburger came second. But well played to Friction. A very strong, very deliberate, very, very securely played 1v1 game this. I've been very impressed with him.
Yeah, his performance was really solid this game. As I said, the level of maturity in his 1v1 gameplay really shine this series. And I'm really excited to see if he can carry that over to the grand final, where the matchup with Laxstar is going to be a lot tougher than this one. But again, we'll be able to see if Laxstar is able to keep up his excellent showing in that winner bracket final, where he sent Friction down.
I liked how Laxstar was playing, and I think if he plays how he was playing in that last game, I think he'll do well against Friction. He'll definitely put up more of a fight. But Friction, to me, looks to be the man to beat. Looking pretty damn good.
Looking very, very strong indeed, as we will close off this lower bracket final, and very, very soon we will bring you the grand final between Laxstar and Friction for the GOAT of X Gaming. I think it's only fitting that the current champion, the defender, is there to do it in the grand final, as we shall see you guys very, very soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is your winner, or your grand final, I should say. Deaded had to unfortunately dip out as he has some other obligations he has to attend, which is completely understandable. But let's get some chat interaction. If you're in chat, let's hear who you want to win. Let's get a 1 for Lackstar and a 2 for Friction. As there is some bragging rights and not beef, but some friction. Another joke between these two, as Lackstar was the one that sent Friction down to the lower bracket just moments ago, or not moments ago, but about 2 series ago. So Lackstar has a lot to prove. He has to kind of win this one to say it was not a fluke. I am able to do this again and again, and he'll need to do this in a best of 3, mind you, as the grand final is a best of 3. But Friction opening up the score very, very early on, 20 seconds or 10, 15 seconds in, he is able to get 1 goal on, as he does not sink that open net. It was an awkward shot. He was needing to turn around for that. And again, Lackstar is going to show that aggressive playstyle. He did catch Friction off guard multiple times the previous time these two played. Kind of just turning around, kind of rushing the challenge, and Friction having that playstyle, that more passive playstyle, awareness on the field, is going to be able to see those challenges. And there we see it bright as day. Friction just seeing the challenge, kind of just knowing that Lackstar is going to challenge, and Friction, no, you can't be missing that, as again, he should be able to get back to this and sink it, as he's kind of just playing around with that crossbar. Should have sunk it with the first opportunity, but Lackstar's not able to connect on the challenge. As it's going to be, yeah, this is already 3-0, not even a minute to go. But I think Lackstar, as I mentioned, to Deaded in that low bracket final between Friction and Hamburger. Oh, the fakes, you love to see it. And there it is. The mind games are very, very important. I think if you do it early on and you do it well, your opponent's not going to know when to challenge. They're kind of going to be all over the place. It's kind of put that doubt in their mind that when they challenge, is he going to fake? Should I challenge? Should I challenge now? Should I shadow? There's definitely going to be that little bit of doubt in your mind. As a Lackstar, very, very well done there. He's putting this in front of his net very dangerously, and as we see, he's not able to capitalize off that. Very, very, should I say, it's not a good decision, should I say, to just dribble that in front of your net if you don't have a plan B. Lackstar kind of just putting it off to the sidewall and being awkward in front of net. Friction, again, with that passive playstyle, is able to just clean up on the mistakes, which if you're GC in ones, you should be able to do, to be able to get the goals, to capitalize, just working off of the mistakes. And Friction is doing that very, very well. Also mixing in his challenges. We saw when he played against Hamburger, he was able to kind of just mix in rushing the challenge and then just laying off and just shadowing, which is something you also really, really need to implement in your own game. If you want to catch your opponent off guard, and he's doing that really, really well with Hamburger and Lackstar, mixing in those challenges. Yes, Lackstar has possession. It's going to throw it away into the corner where Friction will be able to pick it up. He's going to let this one not drop off the wall. But again, playing that flipping game, like Lackstar cannot challenge that off the wall, as Friction, he knows Friction still has his flip, so he can't just rush in, as Friction will be able to play that off over him. Friction is on the offense. He's going to set this up slowly. Again, seeing the challenge from Lackstar. He's able to have the awareness for these, and Lackstar is definitely going to have to change up how he challenges Friction on these dribble plays. Maybe just faking it, just going in close, turning away, making Friction just do his play early, just making him flick, making him do, like, reveal his trap card early, so he is able to get possession. But Lackstar is not doing that. He's not fake challenging, not getting in any successful challenges, also struggling with boost, as he's definitely going to have to change up something if he wants to take this game and the series as well. As there we have it, the mistake from Friction, again, just taking it in front of net, being awkward. and Lackstar doing exactly what Friction did against him, just waiting for the play off the sidewall. And he's able to get a goal back, but still he needs 3 goals to level this up. And Friction is not making a lot of mistakes. So we shall see if Lackstar is able to gather some composure and bring this one back. As a nice fake challenge from Friction makes Lackstar just give away possession there. But he's still on the offense. We'll see what he has off the wall here. Not feeling confident enough for anything flashy, but he plays this past. Friction, very, very well done. The speed just came out of the gates there by Lackstar. Very, very well done. Friction just trying again to make Lackstar do anything early with that fake challenge, but Lackstar getting the composure together, able to put it past Friction with a very nice shot. With 2 minutes left to go, Lackstar's been picking it up a little bit. He's bringing it back slowly but surely, and I think Friction is also noticing that as the bump does come out from Lackstar. But again, Friction mixing up those challenges really, really well. Lackstar is not able to pick up when Friction is going to challenge or not. As Friction is putting this over Lackstar, but the trip up by Lackstar is not going to net Friction any open nets today. The two do meet in front of Friction's net with a 50. Friction not going for the boost, trying for the Cooksie pinch. My, that would have been quite the goal if it did reach the back of Lackstar's net. Nice challenge there by Friction, almost missing that challenge. But Lackstar has to back off now. Friction does have possession on the ball. Minute and 20 left to go. Friction is going to get the 3-goal lead. Very, very nice flick there. And the wave dash celebration. Lackstar finally implementing the fake challenges, but that was a little bit too close. When you're fake challenging, you cannot be driving up to the opponent's windshield and then turn away. You're going to get scored on 100% of the time. If you're that close, you might as well just challenge. But it's good to see Lackstar just trying to implement something else in his challenges. He kind of at the beginning of the game threw away 3 goals by just throwing himself at Friction. And again, Friction just staying where he needs to be. There's no need to just rush out. There's no need to just flip into the wall for no reason. But I think that was a little bit being in the right place at the right time. So Lackstar kind of just used his car as the sidewall. I don't think that was Friction's game plan at the beginning. But again, the passive playstyle is boding well for Friction this time around. We'll see if Lackstar can. There's the rush challenge, catching Friction off guard. You kind of have to catch them on the setup as Friction was still trying to get the ball under control for a flick. And Lackstar just rushed out to it very, very nicely. As that's the first time I think I've seen this series that Lackstar was able to get a rush challenge in. That one is not wide as I initially thought. And yeah, I think Lackstar can just use the remainder of this game just to kind of figure out what he wants to do against Friction, how he's going to play against Friction. Friction is showing a lot of composure. He's showing solidity in his gameplay, not making a lot of mistakes, making the right decisions, not rushing his game plan, which is doing very well for him. I do believe these two are teammates. If I can get some confirmation on that, I do think Lackstar and Friction are they teammates. Because if they are, that does give some insight on this 1v1 as they kind of know how each other plays. Even though 1v1 is so much different than 2v2 and 3v3, I think you kind of get the knack of what your teammates like to do in certain situations. So if they are teammates, I think that might make things a little bit more interesting. As we do see, Friction closes out game 1. And if he's able to close out the next one, then that means that Friction is just staying the GOAT of X Gaming. There's no, a GOAT of X Gaming 2.0. They are indeed teammates. All right, so this makes it interesting. So I wonder. I think they have been teammates for quite a while. So I do think there's this chemistry that kind of runs. You know what he's gonna do in a situation. You know where he likes to be, where he likes to challenge, chase, how his defense is, what he's weak in, how his shots usually are. So I do think it's quite interesting. Um, Probably going to be trash talking each other in DMs or when they're playing a scrims, like, oh, you can hit that in a 1v1, but you can't hit that against like the 3v3, like against diamonds. So I do think there's this interesting team chemistry going on as Lackstar just kind of fading away, just going past that challenge. And again, Friction, he knows exactly what to do in that situation. Let them just go past the ball. Let them just skim it, just shave off the side of the ball and just eat that 50 all day long. So I do think this will go a lot differently than what the first game did. If Lackstar is able to, but he's already given up on that. He knows he can't get back to that. I do believe he would have been able to, but he's, I think, already not having it. The confidence isn't there. He's not having a good day on offense, and he's also not back in defense as this is not a good showing. But again, as we said, that the 1v1 can change in an instant. And that is exactly what Lackstar needs right now. He needs an instant where everything can change. But it's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon. Friction getting in another goal. Lackstar, not sure why he would still play that close. As I think Hamburger alluded in the chat, they are teammates just passing to each other in 1v1. Which we see come to fruition there. But I do think that was not the play from Lackstar. Very, very good save. Kind of just throwing himself in the middle of that and able to get it. He has his first opportunity. Wow, he just gets that one up to the backboard with a flick. Those are much more difficult to do than you think. If you play the Dominus, it is quite easy to do, as anything you flick with the Dominus goes backboard. I think Falliser would agree with that one, as he is now a Fennec main, so we cannot get input from him anymore. But from my personal experience, if you play the Dominus and you flick it, it's going backboard, no matter where you are on the field. As we get back down on the field, Lackstar has straight out the gate, has some work to do, as Friction is going to give this one to him, but Lackstar tame shot to the middle of the net. Friction able to get that on low boost 15. Just taking the 50s. Lackstar has some space to work with off the wall. Is he going to? No, the setup is not there for him. But he's not going to back off. He is going to back off from this. Friction has some time to play with. Great rush challenge once again. I'm not sure if Friction saw that one coming or if Lackstar was hidden behind the ball. But nonetheless, Lackstar came out on top of that one. Another low boost play by Lackstar. Friction just going to play around with it. Kind of just make Lackstar kind of dizzy. But it didn't work, but it might have. No, Lackstar, great composure on the goal line. As Friction looked to put that one past him, he still is. Boost management for Friction is just on another level today. As when Lackstar ran out, Friction had a little bit more to go, and he's able to sink that one. 4-0 with 3 minutes left. Lackstar has not been showing anything too crazy to be able to take this one, and I'm worried that he has not got enough time to figure it out, even though there's still so much time left. He's wasted so many opportunities already and not made great defensive touches to be able to win this one. The flick previously on his only offensive play went to the backboard, and that is not a good confidence booster. Friction having to do some awkward work there. He almost own goaled it. I think he realized that as he got closer to the net, but luckily the second defender there, the crossbar, the good old crossbar was there to save him. As Lackstar not making contact with that challenge, very, very weird. I actually did think his car would get some contact there. Great bump off the boost there by Lackstar means he's not going to get boost off, and Friction has to race back. Similarly, Lackstar with the boost off at the other end. He's trying to Doomsy dish this, gets a double flip reset, uses them both just for good measure. Lackstar, he's going to be setting himself up not for a good opportunity though, as Friction, again, with that passive playstyle and the composure, is able to stop anything Lackstar throws at him. Friction on the boost, He's going to be jumping just to make sure Blackstar doesn't just throw himself at the ball. But he has a breakaway now. Is he able to get the double touch? Double touch setup is there. He does get it. I almost thought that was crossbar down and out. As it gets the job done. Even though it bounced and does not count, the goal still stands. As minute and 28, Friction has calmed down a little bit in terms of scoring goals, but I do think that's courtesy to Laxstar not just giving him free goals. As that low 50, Laxstar going to be glad he got some contact on that, but Friction off the ceiling. Laxstar, he's challenging early, which is the right play, and he has a breakaway. Does he have the boost to get it? Yes, he does. Open net, and folks, we have a potential comeback on the horizon. As Laxstar, he's showing some breakaway moments. He's showing some moments of I can do this. And on the other side of the ring, Friction showing some nerve, showing some careless plays coming to light. Laxstar low boost, trying to flick this one to the bottom corner. No, Friction's able to get it. He didn't have enough power. As again, I think Friction is going to try and waste some time off the clock. But hopefully he doesn't do too much wasting, as he won't be, as he gets a open net off a good 50 actually to the ceiling with Laxstar. Laxstar, oh, all that hard work for just a 3-goal comeback to be needed. Oh, we saw it from Hamburger against in his match. Can't exactly remember who he played. Mr. Wacky, I think it was, making that 3-goal comeback with 40 odd seconds left and then scoring in overtime. So it is completely possible. But Laxstar just hasn't shown too much for me to say with confidence that it can happen, as Friction just has been too solid in defense, not making a lot of mistakes. The 2 goals, oh no, Laxstar. That's not what you want to see coming out in the last few seconds. He was trying to put that backboard so it bounces out into the mid for him to possibly follow up on his recovery. But that is not what came to fruition. Laxstar has so much work to do. But again, with how Friction's been defending and being on offense and the composure, I just don't think it'll happen. What do you think? 14 seconds, 3 goals? It's a tall order, and I'm not too sure that Laxstar is tall enough to get it off that top shelf. We'll see. I mean, if he gets 2 goals or even 1 goal, then, you know, we can call golden goal and let them play it out, you know. In touches or in sport, it's always, you might be winning by so much, but when it's time to close off, you're always like golden goal or black ball. And it's always just, you know, the next person to score wins it. Laxstar wins for the people, but he's not going to win the GOAT of X Gaming, as the defending champion Friction will be, or will still be, your GOAT of X Gaming. I think he did a fabulous job today. Really solid performance, consistent performance. Laxstar actually taking him to the lower bracket. I'm surprised that it went as one-sided as it was the second time round. But again, well done from Laxstar. I think he did show some moments of brilliance today. Again, sending Friction to the lower bracket was already a good showing from him. And GG's all round. I think both players can be happy with that performance. But again, Friction just showing why he's GCN1s. You know, the solid, the consistent play style, just being too much for his opponents for today. But yeah, again, Friction is your GOAT of X Gaming champion, still is for the second time round. And I have been Skill Steel, production team has been King Burger, and we are very glad you joined us today. And likewise, thank you to X Gaming for hosting the tournament. I think everyone will be happy with the outcome, as we will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.